Well. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Shot of Sports. It's just me, Nas, today. It's okay, though, because we're going to have some fun. We got a lot to talk about here for football. We got a wild football weekend coming up. But first, before we even get to that, I want y'all to subscribe and hit the like button because we want all the supporters. We love that you guys tune in every single week, no matter what day it is, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and or any other day we try to go live. So hit the subscribe and like button, follow us on all our platforms. But I really want to get into this, man, because there's a lot to talk about with this football stuff, and I got a lot of thoughts that I want to, give out to the public here. And we're gonna start off with last night's game. I mean, just what a game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I sometimes you're just speechless after games like that, bro. That's one of the best games I've seen, I think, this decade, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes you're just speechless, bro. I'd be lying if I was like, I texted a bunch of my homies, said the game was over at 30-13 or 30-14. Sorry, Jalen. I know your team, you won last night, but I was down you. I ain't gonna lie. I'm serious. It looked like Sam Darnold was full pumpkin mode, full pumpkin. And it's sad, bro, because I want to see him succeed. And he won, but I don't think he played that great. I'll get to that in a minute, but I just want to start with the Cooper Kupp fumble at the end of the first half. You just think of like, damn, that down multiple scores, multiple 2-point conversions. In what world can you see, overcome 3 turnovers against Matt Stafford? We'll get into it in a minute, obviously, but like that has to be in your mind when you're thinking about games like this, bro. Because in the playoffs, this is gonna matter. All this stuff gonna matter. There's a lot of playoff implications in this game, and they won it. Thankfully, they won it, and they're not in a hole now. They can finally take the lead in the division. I believe the next game is the last game is the Cardinals. I know that. I know they have another sleeper that not sleeper. I think they just have a pretty easy one. The last 2 weeks, but the last game is the Cardinals, which is another divisional game, which you have to assume that they'll win. Obviously, I think Matt Stafford he's just morphed into his version. At this point, time of his career, the way he's been playing right now. Brady, Manning, Rodgers played like this. Mahomes has played like this. Like he's just in complete control of the game every single game. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was at work and I was watching the game and I'm like, bro, this game's getting out of hand. Like Rams is taking over completely taking over. Because I will say with Devontae, bro, they would have won that game. I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all might not like hearing that, but I'm serious. I think Devontae in that game ain't no way to go to overtime. No way they blow a 30-13, 30-14 point game. No way. But Matt Stafford, I think he's mastered the position a little bit relative to his skill set. He was when the dust settles, you go into overtime, you get a touchdown, and you still lose. I mean, that's kind of crazy. And I'm gonna get to that overtime rule in a second, actually, because I do like it, but I hate the way that they brought it into the NFL. And we'll get to that in a minute. But honestly, let's face it. The headline with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter and Sam Darnold's down 30-13 and they lose that game, the headline would have been, well, we can't trust this guy. We can't trust this guy to win the big game. We can't trust this guy to lead us to the Super Bowl. I mean, this guy's turned his career around completely after being on the Jets, being a backup or being a backup to Baker Mayfield in North Carolina, Jordan, being the backup in San Francisco, I was going to say Sacramento, San Francisco in the 49ers. He went to the Super Bowl as a backup, by the way. A lot of people don't know that. He was backup with Brock Purdy when they lost to the Chiefs the second time. So he's got that experience in that regard of being a backup, but he doesn't have the experience of leading a team to win them a playoff run. I don't think this team is bad at all. I think this team is very good. I'll actually get to that in a minute as well, because this team overall, I think they kind of saved Sam Darnold. But regardless of all that, Matt Stafford, I think if he wins that game, he locks up the MVP, in my opinion. I do, especially if they don't blow that 30-14 lead. And these big, must down, Shula was just fooling Sam Darnold, completely fooling him. He had 3 third downs. I think one was 3rd and 8 and 3rd and goal was the second one. Completely meltdown of Sam Darnold. Shula just completely just fooled him. Okay. So what happened to Baker Mayfield last week was kind of the same thing, where the slot corner fakes being in man coverage, drops to the slot or drops kind of in the flat zone or something like that, and picks off like an out route. You know what I'm saying, or a comeback route, and is sitting right there and just picks him off every single time. I'm watching a play right now, and I'm sitting here like, yeah, he fakes like he's just in this man coverage, and he's not. He's not in man coverage. He's in a zone. It's kind of in a flat route. So then you throw a massive interception to a defensive lineman, especially when you're struggling. Everyone went like, God, like obviously the punt return for Shaheed, which is like a big feather in the cap of John Schneider or whatever. But who I really appreciate both GMs tonight, that one or last night. Those guys are really cool. They they showed them they're just all football. Those GMs are top notch, bro. Built these teams to the top. But I just don't think Sam Darnold played that great. I know he did that when it mattered, but it's not gonna matter when it's the playoffs, because a lot of teams not going for that in the playoffs, bro. I'll be honest with you, a lot of teams not going for that. What I mean by that is everyone's sharper in the playoffs. Everyone knows, especially if you got experience. Everyone knows exactly what's going to happen. Everyone knows exactly what you're going to do. There's so much film out there now because you had a whole season of just all these plays. You can only run so many plays that you haven't run already, right? So my whole point is like Sam Darnold. He had 4 picks in the first game against the Rams and 2 last night. You got to pick it up. I'm sorry. The defense did not play great last night. He let up 30 points going into the fourth quarter. Did not have a good game last night, bro. Yes, same play that picked off Russell Wilson. Exactly. It's the same exact thing. Then in that Super Bowl where forget his name, Malcolm Butler, I think, something like that. He acted like he was in man coverage. No. He was just in a spy zone in the middle a little bit. He shied over a little bit to his left. As soon as he saw Russ hit in the middle right there, bang, jumped it every single time. And I wouldn't even say defense saved the game, bro, because the defense did not play good. I genuinely think the special teams won in that game as much as it lost the Rams game. The Rams special teams was horrible last night, in my opinion. Missed a field goal to put them up 33-13, 33-14, or whatever. And then they gave up a monumental punt return, which is just kind of wild. That those type of punt returns, those type of momentum shifts right there. Those are just like, you can't have that, bro. And as much as Puka Nacua could put up 230 yards, 12 receptions, 3 touchdowns, masterclass game. Matt Stafford can throw for 460 yards, 4 touchdowns, and you still lose? You get the ball back in overtime. You score right away, even though that you probably should have been picked off, but it wasn't a pick. But, if he caught it, it would have been a little bit different. It would have been a little bit bad luck. You got to put that on Corum's chest. You put him over his head. He's 5'8". Okay? You got all this momentum. You still lose. I mean, if I'm the Rams, I'm like, oh, okay, well, we lost a good game. It's one of those games you lose. I mean, the Rams had one of those games where they won back in 2018 against the Chiefs. One of probably the best game I've ever watched live, where it was just touchdown after touchdown. It didn't matter what it was. It was offense, defense, special teams. It was the entire thing. Nobody was gaining the momentum. It was just a stalemate of just score, fumble, interception, pick six, all that. And I mean, unfortunately, you got the bad side of the coin last night. But if I'm the Rams, I'm not mad. If I'm the Seahawks, I'm pissed. I mean, Sam Darnold. I'd be mad if I was Sam Darnold specifically. I just don't think he played good, bro. And that I know that's crazy to say when he drove down the field, got him a touchdown right away. Made a crazy, amazing throw to Cooper Kupp, by the way. On the side there, on the right side. There were deep little corner route, it looked like, into just this zone that nobody else can really get to. And he shows a lot of bright spots, but I can't put him there. I can't put him at the even though he won, I can't put him up there in the high power rankings with the quarterbacks this year, bro. I know Mahomes just fell off because he got injured, but I got to see a little bit more. I got to see him be better. Okay. Now, Yeah, like I was saying before, it looks like both franchises are just about football. No drama outside of Puka Nakua, I guess. I don't know. He was just getting shitted on all week for some reason. Completely weird. I know he was on, the live with Aiden Ross and stuff like that, but um, he's been very vocal about his opinions on the refs and stuff like that as well. So, but back to the game. Obviously, the interceptions just in a game like this, it just felt like we're gonna cost them the game. But sometimes this is a team game, and Seattle is they're kind of built like they're not built like the Buffalo Bills. They're just built a little bit better as a team. They have all three, three levels of football. The defense is spectacular. We've seen it all year. Besides last night, we've seen it all year. They're top 10, top 5 defense, even top 3 in some cases every week. And then we got a spectacular offense. You got JSN, you got Rashid Shaheed now. You got other wide receivers. You got Barner. Barner was torching people last night. The tight end. I was shocked. Look, obviously Sam Darnold's not Josh Allen. I'm not saying that he's supposed to be living up to these expectations, but they don't expect him that. They just don't expect that type of game. I mean that they don't expect those really bad games, those 2-pick games, those 3, 4. You just don't expect that from an NFL quarterback. I mean, they can win any type of way. They won 6 field goals last week, bro, against Phillip Rivers. I don't think Sam Darnold had a single touchdown. So he's not Josh Allen. He's not a top tier quarterback like that. They don't expect him to do like crazy stuff like that. But as the guy that they decided to take a chance on, where he could have stayed in Minnesota, and now he's coming to this team and he's making a lot of noise. He's now he has the 1 seed. I mean, you gotta admit, bro, this is one of those crazier stories in the league. Went from the Jets. I think after that he went to Carolina, maybe somewhere else. But I know he was in Carolina, then went to San Francisco, then went to Minnesota, lit it up. I think they should have kept him, but they didn't. And then after 1 year of a bad playoff game, especially in Arizona because there was fires in LA, you lose, you just get destroyed. Didn't look good at all against the Rams. And then you come here to Seattle. I mean, you got the 1 seed in the hardest conference, and you just beat the best team in your conference, in your division as well. So their defense, at least for 3 quarters last night, but not down the stretch, down the stretch, obviously. In the fourth quarter overtime, actually, they gave up a big touchdown as well. So I don't know if you just can't consider that really good defense last night. But they made plays when it mattered. And it gave Sam Darnold the chance to redeem himself because he was making a lot of mistakes. I mean, at one point in the second quarter, he was like 4 for 6. He wasn't even trying to throw the ball. I mean, I know they had K9 and Chevrolet. I call him Chevrolet. They had K9 and Chevrolet just running down up the middle, up on the outside of the Rams. And it was completely easy for them to do that. Like I said, they have so many ways to win, but down the stretch, your quarterback is going to have to make plays, bro. You have to. You kick it back off, then you can't give them you can't give them a chance to win, to tie that game or win that game in overtime. So Sam Darnold has to make that big play, and they did. And I'll give him credit where it's due, but again, man, I'm hard on Sam Darnold. I have been because I think everyone should be. I don't think anyone should give him a life pass. He's a very easy guy to root for because he's never been this good. But now that there's expectations, or not high expectations, like I said, like not like Josh Allen, not like Lamar Jackson, not like those quarterbacks above, but there's expectations for you to do great. And I think he did that last night down the stretch. The first 3 quarters you got to work on. I think we all know as football fans that when it comes to the playoffs, none of that stuff is going to fly. Even one interception can cost you a game. And nobody wants that. That's the worst way to lose even. I'd rather you have a just bad game than just throw a pick in the last drive or something like that after having a really good game. So, JSN, you got to step up in the first half. Cooper Kupp got to step up. Burner, he's been playing really good. Very sleeper tight end. K9 and Chevrolet have been doing wonders in the backfield. I've noticed the league has tried to incorporate 2 running back scheme. Kyron Williams and Blake Corum last night as well were doing absolute, just amazing things on the ground. And people are kind of taking from Gibbs and Montgomery in Detroit, trying to copy that style a little bit. But but to this comment here, I disagree, bro. I mean, you can't ignore the first 3 quarters. You can't ignore that. I don't think you can, because look, you play a playoff team. You play 2 playoff teams back to back. Last week was not a good offensive showing at all. You didn't have it. I don't think they had a touchdown. I think they just had 6 field goals. And then this week, you let up a bunch of points in the first half, and you throw a bunch of picks on the offensive side. So neither side was working very well. And it's against a playoff team that you're going to have to go through probably to get to the Super Bowl if that's your goals. You put up 30 points on them in the first half, or first 3 quarters. First half was just as bad. The offense wasn't moving. Besides the run game, K9 can't do it all by himself. Chevrolet can't do it all by himself in the red zone. You got to need some plays from your big guys. JSN, you got to show up in the first half, bro. 3 turnovers is still 1. You clean it. I mean, yeah, but you got to clean it up. You got to clean it up. If they don't do that, they're right with the Rams all game. We might get a 40 point back and forth, 45 to 46 or something like that. We might get a higher game than that. But instead, they had to claw their way back. I don't think any team wants to claw their way back in games, bro. It's too risky, especially when you're throwing picks already. So it's just it's a lot. But look, the Seahawks, they won. That's all that matters. The Rams, they did not win, and I believe they're now. Let me look at their standings now in the NFC West, because that's kind of huge. I think this is still the best division in football right now, and that Rams versus Panthers game is coming back to bite the Rams right now. It is, because that game just lost them the lead, honestly. I mean, I know this game did, but the Rams have more points for, so they probably would have gone off of that. They also have, I think they have more division wins. I don't know, man. I think maybe they have the same, but I'm looking at it right now. Seahawks are 12-3, Rams are 11-4, 49ers are 10-4, and obviously the Cardinals are 3-11. That Cardinals, that Panthers game is coming back to bite them in the butt right now, bro. Because I mean, you got 4 losses. You should have 3. That was a crazy upset. Shout out Bryce Young. But I mean, that's all I got for the Seahawks Rams game. Shout out in the comments if you guys want to talk about something that I missed maybe in the game. But now that we're done with that, we're going to move a little bit on to what's going on in this wild week of football. And that's not just NFL, okay? Not just NFL. I want you guys to understand that. I want you to look at this with me, okay? This is what starts this weekend. We got this, right? Now, there's a lot of chatter of what games should have been removed, but now we're here. It doesn't matter anymore. We can talk all about who's going to win and who's going to lose. I mean, this is the first round weekend. No one in the quarterfinals is playing. They get 2 weeks off, 2-3 weeks off or something like that, which is a blessing, but also kind of a curse, because I mean, do you really want that much time off? I mean, I know it's good for your body and stuff like that, but in the reality of a hot team coming in like Alabama or Oklahoma going in to like the Orange Bowl or something like that against Indiana, do you really want a hot team coming in to beat you like that? I wouldn't. To be honest with you, I wouldn't. Tonight, we got Alabama, Oklahoma, actually. That's the only game tonight. That starts at 7. That's a really good game. people should be tuning in. I think everyone here should be watching that game. And then Saturday, we got Miami versus Texas A&M, which I think Miami will win that, even though I don't think they should be in the playoffs. Tulane versus Ole Miss. I do think that this game will be a little bit closer than last time because Tulane lost by like 3 touchdowns or 4 touchdowns last time. But I think they got rid of their coach at Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin. Obviously, he left, and I think they got rid of their OC as well, offense coordinator. I don't remember, but they lost a lot of coaches. Let's just say that. Okay, so Tulane, they can play a good game. They're not gonna win. No shot. They win this game. If they do, I'll shave my head. But yes, you can clip that. I don't care what you do with that. But Tulane, they'll have some fun tomorrow. Let's just say that. And then we got James Madison, Oregon. No one's gonna watch that because it's pathetic. Oregon should win that game by 40. It should be over by half. Let's put it that way. But tonight's game is going to be very fun for the first round, to kick off the first round. When it comes to yes, I agree with this. Even though he has not actually he has had a pretty good year this year, but I'll go round by round here. Okay. I think I did this with David last week. Oregon will win. I got Alabama tonight. Let me know if you guys disagree with that, but I got Alabama tonight. I think Oklahoma, they're good. They're very good. They beat Alabama in the regular season, but I don't think that. I think Alabama gets their gig back. I don't think you beat them twice in 1 year. I don't think that's gonna happen. Obviously, Ole Miss, and then I got Miami beating. Only reason I say Miami is because they have a great D line, like a very NFL looking D line. They're all fast and strong. Every single one of them. It does not matter who you put on that. They are all unreal. They probably have the best D line in this playoffs, in my opinion. And defense wins championships, in my opinion. So I'm thinking, I'm not saying Miami will win the championship. I don't think they will get that far. But Miami will definitely win this game tomorrow. If they don't, it's because of their quarterback. I always forget his name. Jeez. But he played last year, Miami quarterback. Let's see. Oh, Beck. That's what he was. It's Beck, right? Yeah. Hold on. But yeah, Miami, they have just a great defense overall. I don't think that Texas A&M is going to be able to do much against that. Carson Beck. Yes, Carson Beck. Carson Beck. If he's able to take care of the ball a little bit, because he's very turnover prone, a little weird. If he's able to take it over, not take it over, but take care of it, Miami should be able to win this game. And then they'll go to Ohio State. And the way Ohio State played against Ohio State might lose. I don't know. I don't think Ohio State has it in them. They played really bad against they played really bad in championship game. And I think again, if Carson Beck can do wonders on offense this week, they can win this game. Carson Beck, he's not bad. He's a little old. He has experience. If he can do it, he can do it. Now that puts us at Oregon, versus Texas Tech, Alabama versus Indiana, Ole Miss versus Georgia, and Miami versus Ohio State. At the top, I got Oregon. I got my Ducks going to the semifinals over Texas Tech. I don't think Texas Tech is that good. I think everybody overhypes them. I think they're good, but I think everyone overhypes them. Alabama versus Indiana. Give me Indiana. Indiana versus Oregon in the semifinals. Ole Miss versus Georgia. You got to give it to Georgia because they don't have their head coach anymore. Ole Miss doesn't. So I don't think that. I think that's just a given. Georgia's just better at every level. Miami versus Ohio State. David called me crazy for this last week, but I'm taking Miami. I am. I'm telling you, the defense is good. Very good defense. Very underrated defense. A lot of people aren't going to see that coming. So Georgia versus Miami. I'll take Oregon versus Indiana. I'm gonna go Indiana. I'm gonna have Indiana and Georgia. because I think Georgia will destroy Miami if they make it that far. And then to end it all, I'm gonna have the Bulldogs. I'm gonna have the Bulldogs taking it this year. I think that final game for Indiana, they've had a spectacular year. Okay, they've beaten everybody, but I don't think they're going to beat Georgia. I just don't see that happening. They can beat Alabama, but not Georgia. You know, I just think I know Alabama beat Georgia once, but they also lost to them. So I think Georgia can take it all this year, man. They look very good on all levels. But that's my pick for college, the college bracket. Let me know your thoughts on the first round. Who you think is going to win the first round and why, if you know anything about football, college-wise. Now, on to the next set of games in the big leagues. I'll have you take a look at this for a second because I'm going to talk a lot on these. You done yet? Okay. Look. You already got the one game out the way. Tomorrow we got two big games. Not really. We got one big game tomorrow. We got Eagles at Commanders, which I think Eagles should take that pretty easily. Okay. But Jalen Hurts. You never know what happens. Marcus Mariota is one of the better backups in the league. They might want to play a little upset. So we'll see. But obviously we should all have Eagles, no Jaden Daniels for the rest of the year. Terry McLaurin has played absolutely horrible this year. They have old men everywhere on the field. I'm gonna take Eagles pretty easily, actually. Packers, Bears. Now that's one of the games that man. No, Micah. Prayers to you, Micah Parsons. Prayers to you, my friend. Hopefully I get to interview you one day. But what a big loss to that team. I mean, I feel bad because I am a Chargers fan, right? And I'm a big Aaron Rodgers fan, so I obviously live in Wisconsin, so I've always had a liking to the Packers, but I never could quite become a fan. Now, no Micah. I've been seeing everywhere that this is crucial. Micah is crucial for a Super Bowl run. Okay? And I completely agree. I don't think any Packer fan would sit here and try to tell me that without Micah that they can make the Super Bowl and win it at that. They can make it maybe, but win it, no shot. No shot. Okay? The reason I'm saying that is because Micah Parsons' impact has been unreal this entire year on every single team. Win or lose, he has been the X factor, the best player on the field, no matter what side it is. Okay? Losing him is just awful. Just awful. Now, to this game, Packers at the Bears in Chicago. They're probably in Chicago right now. It's going to be huge. Because this game not only will determine if Caleb Williams is actually that guy at the moment, at least, but it'll also kind of determine, can the Packers continue what they've been doing all year? Can they keep dominating the NFC North? And at this moment, I don't know. Because you got a coach that's kind of conservative sometimes. Against the Bears, he was pretty aggressive. I won't lie. His play calling against the Bears was pretty aggressive. But that loss against the Broncos, he was being aggressive, but not the smart aggressive that he was 2 weeks ago. And then he had to shy away from being aggressive until they were down again. It is so many coaching woes that have been happening over the course of the season, really. At the beginning of the season, Packer fans were calling for Matt LaFleur's head. And the fact that we get to have this game, okay, with so many injuries and so many circumstances on the line here. Packers lose this game, Bears should feel a little bit comfortable having, a lead in the NFC North, considering the Packers just lost last week. This would make the second loss on a short week, by the way. It would just be a bad look for the Packers. I'm still waiting to see if Christian Watson will play tomorrow because that's also a big factor. And I think that he can turn the tides. He can. He helps this offense a lot. And ultimately, this game for the Packers, it's not going to come down on your defense. Your defense is still good. Don't get it wrong. Your defense is still good. But can your quarterback handle this? Can he handle all this pressure? No Christian Watson again. Maybe, potentially. You're missing your best player on the other side, who's signed by the same agent as you, by the way, one of your best friends. You're missing him on the other side. Probably your best player. No, you're a best player. You're actually, yes, you're a best player. Okay. In moments like this, it falls on the quarterback. And I've seen Jordan Love play pretty damn good all year. You know, I'm pretty hard on Jordan Love still because I am a big Aaron Rodgers fan. And I want to see him play like Aaron Rodgers, but I haven't seen that yet. But in regards of playing like Aaron Rodgers, can you own the Bears? Can you own the Bears like Aaron Rodgers did? Can you go into Chicago tomorrow and show them, hey, we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. No matter what and who we lose, we not going nowhere. Can you go into Chicago and do that tomorrow? That's all I want to see out of Jordan Love. Because in these circumstances, it's gonna now for every game, it's gonna fall on Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur. You don't have Michael Parsons anymore. I mean, everyone was like, "Oh, Michael's not doing anything. He's getting held every game. Like he can't get to the quarterback anymore." Like, I mean, geez, he's getting held every game. He's getting double teamed every game. He's the X factor. He's the reason that the defense was so like stout up front. Can you go into Chicago? A lot of Packer fans aren't even worried. A lot of Packer fans aren't worried about the Bears, but I've seen a few of them. But a lot of fans aren't. They're not. They're not worried. But the Bears are a good team, bro. They're a great team, and if they win the NFC North, you're never gonna hear the end of it. Never, Packer fans. Never. Now, who I got in this game? Huh. I think I'm gonna go Packers. And the reason I say Packers is because obviously history, but I also just don't think Caleb Williams is there yet. I don't think he's there to own the division yet. Because you got to remember, Caleb Williams against the Lions was absolute dog shit. Against the Lions, that the Packers have swept this year, by the way. Caleb Williams against the Vikings in week 1 was terrible. So I'm just talking strictly division games. He has not played good in the division games. He has not. He hasn't played that good, besides last week when they played a pretty shitty team that is missing so many pieces, especially even on defense. Their defense is great, but everywhere the Browns are missing everything. And he played good that game, but every other game he's not played that well. And I don't know, man. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I'm gonna go Packers here. So I'm gonna go Eagles and Packers for Saturday night. Moving on to Sunday. Obviously, you know who I'm going with here. It's weird because we're underdogs going into this game. We have 10 wins and they have 6 wins and a tie and 7 losses, I think. Weird. Just weird. And Packers don't have anyone to contain Caleb. That's not true. That's not true. Their D-line last year was still really good without Micah. And they contained it pretty well last year, even though they lost in Lambeau in the final game when they were resting about 30 people. So that's not true. They have some great guys on the edge. They're not as good as Micah. I'm not saying that. The defense is still pretty. Rashad Gary's got to step up. It's pretty simple. Rashad Gary's got to step up. He has not had a great year. Actually, I think he's one of the worst pressures on the team, maybe the worst. I don't think he's had a lot of tackles, especially solo tackles. He's got to step it up. I think it's his time now to do his thing and show everybody, hey, I'm still here. Because coming off I think he had an ACL tear. I think he did. I don't think he's not played that well. And speaking of ACL tear, Micah, it's going to be hard to come back. I know he's a great player. He's one of the best defensive players top 3 defensive players, maybe top 5 in the league. But as a linebacker, a defensive lineman, when you come off an ACL tear, bro, y'all gotta realize it's push. You're not running back. You're not. Patrick Mahomes is gonna be fine. He's gonna be less mobile, but he's gonna be fine because he can go backwards, step to the side. But when you're pushing forward against something as big as a 300-pound man, full force, it's gonna be kind of hard. You need your knees for that. You need that. You need your ACL. So it's gonna be a little hard for Mike, I feel like. But a lot of people are saying he's gonna come back better than ever. Maybe. I don't think anyone really understands the severity of an ACL tear. But yeah, Sunday. Sorry. Chargers versus Cowboys. We're underdogs in this game by like a point. I mean, I get it. CD and George Pickens, but George Pickens doesn't even look like he wants to be there anymore. So I don't really understand this. It is weird. Our defense is also one of the best in the league right now, and we have a quarterback that's just getting pounded every week. And that's probably why they're listed as underdogs, because our O-line is just so bad. But we've been persevering. We just beat the 2 Super Bowl teams from last year, 2 conference champions last year. We just beat them back to back, by the way. So I don't know, a little weird. I'm gonna go Chargers here. Buccaneers, Panthers. Another one that I'm looking forward to. Now, Panthers, you really need this win. Last week, hey, you're lucky I didn't get on this week. I was gonna get on everybody's ass for the Panthers. Everybody. Because you lost to the Saints. I mean, the Buccaneers lost to them as well 2 weeks ago. But the Panthers know better. I think they're the better team right now. I know the Buccaneers are seen as the better team. I know they're seen as easy division. No, it's not easy no more, bro. That team is not good anymore. I think the Panthers have it. They have something here, bro. They can, if they make the playoffs this year, all the Bryce shit will stop. All that rah, all of it will stop. It needs to stop because Bryce Young deserves some respect. Because we might get a Bryce Young playoff game, a home playoff game. But that's all up to you, Bryce Young, tomorrow or Sunday. Sorry, Sunday. It's up to you. You can't be losing games like that, bro. You can't be losing to Tyler Shuck. You can't be drawing up plays where wide receivers aren't getting open. You can't be drawing up plays where your O-line can't block worth a damn for the run game. And speaking of run game, it was working. It was working in the first quarter. Rico was having a great game. He stepped out for a second because I think he had some head injury, something like that, some injury. But he came back and scored a touchdown. And you got Chuba Hubbard. You should not be shying away from the run game when it's working. But when it's not working, you have 6'5" receivers. Oh, you got 6'5" receivers. Why does no one knows that? The Panthers wide receivers, I think they're the tallest wide receiver core in the league. Bryce Young is also 5'11", by the way. Just throw it up. Throw to one of them. Throw a slant route to one of them. Throw a deep route. Throw an out route. Throw a 9 route. Throw a dig route. Throw a zip route. Throw a comeback route. Throw a curl route. Bryce Young, it is all up to you. You got wheels too, bro. He ain't Kyler Murray fast. He ain't Lamar Jackson fast. He ain't Josh Allen fast. But he can move. He's like a Jordan Love, a little bit faster Jordan Love. He can move. Use your wheels, Bryce Young. This team's not good against mobile quarterbacks. We saw what Josh Allen did to them. Bad. Bryce Young, you got to feed these wide receivers, bro. Look. He wasn't feeding. You got to feed these wide receivers. What are they there for? Leggett got to step up too. I'm not going to lie. Leggett just be getting clamped. Oh, my God. At the line. He gets pushed off the line. Can't move. Dude's like 6'4", like 220. You can move. McMillan, you got to hit him. You got to hit him when he's open, especially. You got to hit him. He's a playmaker, bro. I wish the Chargers got McMillan. You got to hit him. That's the difference maker in this game. That it is. It's a difference maker. Vikings, Giants, don't really care about this game, but it is interesting to see Nine starting to play a little bit well. On Monday, he played very well against the Cowboys. There's too much talent on that team for you to be playing this bad, bro. Jackson Dart, he plays like a running back, so I'm not really worried about him. He doesn't have help either. O-line's pretty messed up, and missing your best offensive weapons in Cam Scatterbo and Malik Neighbors. But I got Vikings in this one. Oh, last game I got Panthers, by the way. They should win. They should. If Bryce Young is able to do what he's supposed to do, he should win. I'll take. I don't know. The Giants have been bad, but they play teams really hard. They should have a lot more wins than they have right now. I'll take the Vikings. Buffalo, Cleveland. I'll take Buffalo. Shedeur, I love you, my boy, but this is out of your league here. Not ready for that. But you could have a good game. I'll be honest. You could have a good game because that defense is not good. I'm not convinced that's not a defense. That's not a championship defense at all. So Shedeur could have a really good game on Sunday. He could. And it's at home. He's played the best at home. So yeah, I mean, go out there and ball out, Shedeur. You don't need to win the game. Just show that you can be the guy. But I got Bills in that one. Now listen, this game is interesting. Don't matter. It's not a game that matters. Chiefs Titans. I'm gonna go Titans. Listen, without Patrick Mahomes, that team's pretty bad offensively. They have not played together. Rashee Rice is out as well. Cam Ward, this is your time to play some good ball. I don't think Chris Jones is gonna try as hard. Travis Kelce is gonna try. He's been giving signs that he's gonna retire. Getting married to Taylor Swift and going on podcasts saying I hope the Chiefs bring them back. Not I hope we bring Patrick Mahomes back pretty well. I hope the Chiefs, you know what I'm saying? Hope they do what they gotta do. Cam Ward, you can win this game. I don't know if you'd want to because you want a better draft pick. By the way, the Titans I think they're projected to have $100 million in cap space next year. A lot of people like Nashville. They could want to go play there. The stadium's pretty bad, I heard. The stadium's like one of the worst, I heard. But the living area is really nice. You got Nashville Drive or whatever the road is that everybody is on every weekend, posting in their cowboy hat. Titans can win that game. I think I got Titans. Bengals, Miami, another game that doesn't matter. I mean, Joe Burrow, if you don't win this game, it's just you're playing against Quinn Ewers. Bengals defense. You're playing against Quinn Ewers. I'm gonna go Bengals, but Dolphins still play kind of hard. They don't give up pretty easily. We saw that on Monday night. They were not giving up against the Steelers. But I'm gonna give it to the Bengals because they have the better quarterback, and I mean they have the better offense. So we'll see. Jets Saints, another game that doesn't matter. Saints Jets are just god awful. I feel bad for Mendoza because he's gonna be drafted there. It's just I feel bad for him, but the Jets are just god awful. That is one of the worst games. That's probably the worst game of the week. Jets at Saints. Even though the Saints have been pretty hot. They're a 2-game win streak, especially in the division too, by the way. The Jets, I have no words for them. I mean, Aaron Glenn is doing everything he possibly can, and they are in the worst situation possible. Justin Fields is dog water. Tyrod Taylor's been pretty mid and under mid his entire career. The Jets are just bad organization, bro. I would hate to go to the Jets. I feel bad for Garrett Wilson because he was the only one out of his homies, Quinn Williams and Sauce Gardner, one of the 3 homies that just had to stay in hell. I mean, Breece Hall's still there, so that's fine. But I feel bad for both of them. They should be out of there. But I got Saints. A big one. I think this is. I don't know if this is game of the week or not. I think it might be. This one I think it might be. Yeah, it got to be game of the week. Jags at Broncos. Trevor Lawrence has been on fire, bro. I know he's played pretty bad teams, but ever since Thanksgiving, he has 10 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. I'm going to say it again. Since Thanksgiving, he's had 10 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. He had 6 touchdowns last game, by the way. 6. No one talked about it, by the way. I'm not a Trevor Lawrence fan, but he's gaining one. I'll be honest with you. He's gaining a fan. I'm not a fan of him because he's played pretty bad outside of that second year he had where he went to the playoffs and beat the Chargers in that comeback. But now he's leading this division. He just blew out the Colts 2 weeks ago. I mean, he's making strides. Now the Broncos, they have I think they have like 3 guys with fucking 10 sacks. 10 plus sacks. Something like that. Some crazy stat like that. I have to look at it again, but next time I'll come prepared with more stats for you guys. But I'm pretty sure they have like 3 to 4 guys with 10 plus sacks on their D line. That's ridiculous. Now, the Jaguars can take off on the ground. They can take off in the air, but no Travis Hunter. You got Jacoby. You just signed Jacoby Myers for 3 years, $60 million, something like that. Brian Thomas is starting to step up a little bit, actually. You got to learn to throw to Brandon Strange a little bit because he's a really good tight end that is very underused. I'm gonna go Jags. I'm gonna go Jags. I think the Broncos. I think they need to lose because I think you would rather lose now than lose in 3 weeks when you got to go to the playoffs. Just my opinion. The Patriots lost to the Bills last week. I humbled a little bit, but I think this is a game that they should lose. I hope they lose because it'll give the Chargers a chance to win the division still. But the Jags have been very good. I think Trevor Lawrence, this could be a very good game for him. Very good look, especially on national television. It's going to be very good. So I got Jags. The Kyle Pitts versus McBride show in Arizona. If Kyle Pitts can do what he did last week. Kirk Cousins, thank you so much for waking this guy up. I am a big Kyle Pitts hater, if you guys don't know, because he has let me down every single year. I picked him up every single year he's been in the league. Whether I drafted him or found him on waivers, I have picked Kyle Pitts up and he's let me down every single year. He's due for one of these games every year. But last game was ridiculous. I've never seen him play like that before. He is still the most talented tight end in the league right now. By talented, I mean like athleticism. He plays like a wide receiver, but he can also block. That's what I mean by talented. Now McBride, no one's talking about this, by the way. McBride's like 20 catches away. Maybe like 15 to 20 catches away. Maybe less from breaking the all-time tight end receptions record. No one's talking about that because they're on a bad team. He's on a really bad team. But Trey McBride is something else, bro. Kyle Pitts versus Trey McBride. I'm gonna go. This is a really bad game too. Whew. This is time of year when it starts to get hard to watch because these teams are so bad. The Falcons should win because Kyler Murray. God, just brought up a horrible thought. Kyler Murray. What a horrible thought. I'm a big fan of Kyler. Short quarterbacks just don't work out, man. Short kings do not win in the NFL, especially at quarterback. They don't. I mean, think about it. You got Kyler Murray going through it right now. Russell Wilson went through it. Tua's going through it. None of these guys. I mean, Wilson worked out better than the others because he won to 2 Super Bowls back to back. But the other guys, short quarterbacks just don't work out, bro. Kyler Murray, I'm very disappointed in Kyler Murray in his career right now. He was supposed to be so good. He could be off to Pittsburgh next year for all we know. That would suck because he'd be in the AFC, but yeah. Oh, he needs 12? Bro, he might get 6 tomorrow or Sunday. He might get 6 on Sunday. They might just, you know what? He might get 12. They might just feed him. They know he's about to break that record. They know it. They have to know. So I'm gonna still go Falcons because I think they still have technically the better team, but Jacoby Brissett's been really good. He's been really good for the Falcons, stat wise, not win wise. So it'll be interesting, but I'm gonna take the Falcons this game, even though I love the Cardinals. I've always liked them. They've been pretty dear to my heart because I love Arizona. But yeah, Texans, Raiders, Texans. Nothing to say about that game. Steelers, Lions is very good game. You know why? Because if the Steelers win this game, they could just don't even have to worry about the Ravens anymore because the Ravens have a really hard schedule. They have the Patriots, the Packers next week, and then the Steelers again. Have fun. But Lamar, he doesn't lose in December. You can look it up. I'm pretty sure he has like maybe one loss in December. So, yeah, Packer fans, he's coming for you next week, Monday, baby. But, or is it Monday? Maybe it's Monday. It's a night game. I know that. Lamar's coming to Lambeau, torch and shit. No Micah, no problem. But I got the Lions in the Steelers game. But if the Steelers win, the Lions need this game more than the Steelers, I think. I feel like they do. Because the Lions, if they lose this game, they're pretty much out of the playoffs. There's going to be a team with 11 wins that don't make playoffs. And that's just unheard of. 11 wins. It won't be enough to make a wild card game. 20-4 December record. I'm trying to tell you. It's over. I got Ravens by a fucking landslide. Ravens by a landslide. Count it. I got Lions by like a touchdown or two because Aaron Rodgers still owns that division. As much as you guys hate to say, he owns that division. I don't care what anyone says. Okay. I got Lions. I got Ravens. I think Ravens should win that. And then on Monday night, Phillip Rivers is hosting the 49ers. My goat. Phillip Rivers, not my goat really, but he's my guy. My old Chargers guy with the weird throwing angle. And I'm gonna take the Niners, but the Colts really need this win if they want to stay in the hunt and be able to compete because they went all out on Phillip Rivers. They think that he can hold them steady. Now the Niners story is very interesting. They're missing their Hall of Fame middle linebacker in Fred Warner. They're missing Nick Bosa, their best D lineman, but they have Christian McCaffrey. Somehow he's been healthy this entire year. And they're missing so many other players. They missed Kittle for like 5 weeks on IR early in the season. Brock Purdy was out for 8 weeks. I mean, Mac Jones came in and held the team steady and won them some games that they really needed. Shout out Mac Jones. He's going to get a starting job next year. I don't know where. He might get the Cardinals job. Who knows? He's going to get a starting position somewhere, bro. He should. Because honestly, put Mac Jones in Miami. I see. I mean, Miami's going to be in cap hell. But put him in Miami for a short deal. See what he can do. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you sign up for the Colts. Nah, I should not sign up for it because Daniel Jones is going to be out. But once Jones comes back, I mean, you don't got to bring back Daniel Jones. I don't know. I don't know his contract like that, but if he's not ready to play, Mac Jones. But I like Mac Jones to Miami, bro. I like that. You don't want to stick with Quinn Ewers. You don't want to do that. But I got Niners. I think the Colts need it more. But I just can't. I can't do it. I can't put my faith in the Colts anymore. I don't even know how we lost to this team, but we did. JT is actually the reason why. But that JT run is over. It seems like it doesn't seem like he's putting up the numbers. The O-line for some reason isn't playing to that caliber that they were. They haven't played that great since Germany when they played the Falcons out there, which is a really good game, by the way. But yeah, I got the Niners on Monday night. Now, New England versus Baltimore. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about this real quick. That's not a bad game to lose if you're in New England. Because the Ravens are still the Ravens. As much as people don't want to believe that. They're still the Ravens. They have Lamar Jackson. They have Derrick Henry. They just have the worst fucking coach in the world who doesn't know what he's doing anymore. But it's not a bad loss. But with the year that you've been having, you don't want to lose that game. Because you let Lamar Jackson in the playoffs as a 7 seed and he has to come to you in New England after he just beat you at home. In Baltimore, I mean. After he beat you in Baltimore, you got to come to New England. I wouldn't want to see that. I wouldn't want to see Lamar Jackson first round. I'm sorry, I wouldn't. You don't want to let this team in. You don't want. I mean, they'd probably just win a division. I don't think they get the wild card, but with chances of them getting that 7 seed, I wouldn't want to see the first round. I'm sorry, I wouldn't. I'd rather see the Steelers first round. I think everyone can agree with me on that because they have old man Rodgers. And I love Rodgers to death. I think he's the best quarterback of all time. Not the greatest, the best. the most talented, the best quarterback that we have ever seen. Not just me, we have ever seen. Um, as much as I love him, I just don't think he has enough. He doesn't have enough help. DK Metcalf is not going to do what he did last week every week. He got Scant back. That's really good. He has two big wide receivers now, which is really good. He has a 300-pound tight end, Washington, who just trucks people and treats people like kids when he gets the ball. It's kind of terrifying, actually. But I would rather play the Steelers than the Ravens. Just simple as that. Harbaugh can still cook up a little bit, but not as much as he used to. Real quick, we'll talk a little bit about this. Then we're going to get into our quick rankings of quarterbacks real quick. NBA Cup, Knicks win it. What else is hot? Tyler Kolek had a really good game last night. This was a fun series. This was a fun little tournament, man. It showed a lot. The Spurs gave the league a little bit of false hope of beating the Thunder because I don't think teams will be able to do what they did because they don't have a Wemby. The Knicks, they look pretty good. They finally won a trophy since the 90s, which is pretty cool. I find it weird that they're not raising the banner. Maybe that's just yeah. Speaking of the devil, you asked me the same question I was going to answer. Yeah, I feel a little weird about it. I don't know. I think they should. Why not? Why they don't want? They feel like they're too big to put up a banner. You haven't won since the 90s, my friend. Put up a fucking banner. Just put up a banner. Who cares? Outside of the teams that won, OKC's OKC, but the Lakers went to Utah last night. Had a little bit of a struggle. For some reason, the Lakers do not play like really good defense. They play horrible defense in Utah. I realized that. The only reason I realized that is because Jalen works there, and he's told me like they just don't play defense. Keontae George has his way every single time. If Walker Kessler played, they probably would have fucking won. So that's interesting. The Lakers are going to be great, though. They need to get rid of Bron eventually. He seems pretty tapped out. Not that he's bad because he's not, obviously, but he just doesn't seem like he's into it anymore. He knows that they've moved on from him and focused on Luka only. He should have known that when they traded for him. But Devin Booker had a good game against Curry last night. Curry played pretty bad last night. I think he shot for like 3 for 13. Devin Booker is still the best two guard in the league, in my opinion. I know Donovan Mitchell's been great. Ant's been on the rising come up, but Devin Booker will always have a place in my heart as the best two guard in the league. Because he was on if he was on any other contender team, the only reason that they're actually good is because Devin Booker. He's actually turned to a point guard this year, but he can still play two out of this mind. He can play the two guard, both sides, plays both sides. The Magic, the Raptors are good. The Raptors are really good. And I'm not a really big fan of the Magic this year. And Desmond Bane's pretty good. He's so like wishy-washy, you know what I mean? The Heat, Tyler needs to play some games, man. Let me down over here. I'm a big Tyler fan. Play some games, bro. I know your toe hurt or whatever, but play some games. Bam can't do everything by himself. He's too focused on A'ja Wilson. Shout out Bam. I fuck with Bam too. But Tyler Hero, play some games, bro. Yeah. Look, that's it for our quick little NBA talk. I'm going to talk a little bit about my QB rankings that I have. Now, before we get into these final thoughts, because last week David and we made a list. The list last week of current quarterbacks, 10 current quarterbacks. I'll make this real quick. Try to make it quick at least. I haven't looked at it until now. So we have to take Mahomes off. He was 7. Burrow's been losing, so I don't know. My top 5 were Stafford, Allen, Love, May, and Herbert. I think I got to put Bo Nix somewhere in top 10, not top 5. I don't think it's top 5. I think I'll put. I think I'll switch. I'll put Burrow at 10 because Burrow is not playing great, but he's not playing like bad. I think he's still playing as much as he can. I think he's doing all he can do, but he doesn't seem like he's falling in love with the game much. I'll put Nix at 6. Okay. we'll put Bo Nix at 6. And I'll switch around the top 5 in a minute. For 7, I'll put Trevor. I think Lamar stays the same. He had a really weird game last week. I think he was like 8 for 12 and threw 150 yards. He had like 4 sacks, so he got sacked like 25% of his pass backs. It was a really weird game, but he won. So I'll keep Lamar where he is. I need to see a better game out of him. Big Lamar fan, by the way. Probably the biggest you'll ever see. I'll defend him with my life. But fair is fair. So my top 5 right now is Stafford, Allen, Love, May, Herbert. Drake May. He didn't play that good against the Bills. In the comments, I want y'all to give me some quarterbacks you think that should be top 10, and I'll discuss if they should be or not. But because Drake May is, I don't know if he's top 5 right now. I still think Herbert's top 5. You can't convince me otherwise. No other quarterback is doing what he's doing. I know he's not playing great stat wise, but he can't really throw the ball because he can throw the ball, but he can't throw the ball into coverage anymore because no one gets open. If he gets a ball picked off, there's a good chance that the other team's going to score because we're the Chargers. But it's just remarkable what he's doing. 5-0 when getting, I think he's undefeated right now when getting sacked 5 times this year. So really weird stat. Jordan Love also, he played pretty good, but also not super great. Let me here. We're gonna look at some stats quick. Hold on. And I really like Trevor Lawrence right now, bro. I think our top 3 should probably stay the same. Actually, no, I'm gonna move Love down because I think Drake May is still playing good. I think Dak's got to be in there somewhere now. I think Dak's got to be up there because he played pretty damn good, but his team keeps letting him down. So I'm gonna take Burrow out because Burrow's losing games. I know Dak is, but Dak's playing better. I'm gonna put Dak at 10. At 9, Baker's not playing good anymore, man. I think I gotta put Stroud. I think I put Stroud or Caleb, one of those guys. I think I put Stroud. Stroud at 9, Dak at 10. Lamar at 8, Trevor at 7, Knicks at 6, Herbert at 5, May at 4, Love at 3. I'm gonna switch that. I'm gonna switch May and Love only because Love let me down with the picks. So Love is number 4 right now. You could argue Trevor is up there, but I got to see one more game. One more game. If you beat the Broncos this week, because you've been playing some really bad teams. You played the Raiders like 2 weeks ago or something like that. He played someone really bad. Was it Titans last week he played? It was a really bad team. Just not impressive. But he playing pretty damn good. So, yeah, that's my top 10 list. Hope you guys enjoyed that. So Dak. Okay, we'll start from 1 to 10. Stafford, Allen, 1, 2. May 3. Love 4. Herbert 5. Nick 6. Trevor 7. Lamar 8. Stroud 9. Dak 10. I like that. I like that list. Hopefully, David will like it next week if he gets on. But yeah, that is our QB list. And now I'm going to leave it up for the comments quick because I want to hear. We're going to have this question section. We're just going to have a chat, whatever questions you guys got about any sport. It can be basketball, it can be football, MLB. We can try to talk about. Fire away in the comments. I'm excited to hear anything you want. Doesn't matter. We can talk about it. We can talk about it all because I am a talkaholic. We don't have to really get off for anything at the moment because I ain't doing nothing. Look, common questions. Okay. Early predictions for Super Bowl. Shout out Jordan. Okay. without being biased, I'll say this once, and I'll say it only once. Actually, I'll say it twice. If Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen, depending, let's just assume Lamar makes playoffs. If Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen do not make the Super Bowl this year, or at least make it, we gotta have some conversations. We gotta have some very difficult conversations. Now, for my prediction, we got if I'm genuinely serious, if they don't make the Super Bowl, one of them, like I hope Lamar makes it over Josh Allen because I'm sick of Josh Allen just taking Lamar's shine. But if neither of them make it, we got to have different top 5 discussions. We have to. We have to. We have to. I genuinely, we have to start talking about different top 5. Mahomes is hurt. He's been playing bad for 2 years straight. Last year he didn't play great. I know he had a great record, but those games were not impressive. Josh Allen doesn't show up in the playoffs, especially against Mahomes. Everyone says, "Oh, he makes the AFC Championship." Congrats, you lose. You don't have a single AFC Championship trophy. You've done just as much as anyone else. Lamar Jackson is known to struggle in the playoffs. Josh Allen has a chance, and Lamar Jackson. You can go against. You're going to be going against Drake May, Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, and possibly Aaron Rodgers. Okay? Now, Aaron Rodgers is terrifying. I'm going to be honest with you. Aaron Rodgers can walk into any stadium and just take over as long as his team helps him out. So that's the only one that I'm terrified of. Only reason I'm not terrified of Herbert right now because his O-line. Simple. But no Mahomes. You got no Tom Brady in your division anymore, Josh Allen. I mean, this is literally the clear path. So my early predictions for NFC, I still got the Rams because healthy. That I don't think there's a team that can beat them right now. Maybe the Eagles if they can play well, but that's I'm gonna go Rams. And I think the Bills should make it. I think they should. If they make playoffs, I think they should make it. So I'm gonna go Rams Bills, but if Lamar for some reason decides to show up, you can go Rams Ravens. You can swap those. Either one. The only reason I'm not picking my team is because no quarterback survives with that O-line. No quarterback. Besides Joe Burrow. He did it. So maybe there's a chance because Joe Burrow had a really good defense. We have a really good defense this year. Joe Burrow's Super Bowl run, go look it up. His defense is pretty damn good. Right now, I'm gonna go Rams Bills. Rams Bills right now. I think that's a really good one to go on. Matt Stafford, if he wins an MVP and a Super Bowl this year, it's gonna be some heavy talks. If we get a Rodgers, if we get a Rodgers Stafford Super Bowl for some reason, 2025 is insane. Insane. That's all I gotta say with that. Do you throw George Pickens a bag for his contract extension if you're the Cowboys? Why wouldn't you? I mean, your offense is explosive as hell. Who else are you gonna go pick up with that caliber of talent? I mean, if they don't, their offense will still be fine, but not even remotely as close as good because if CeeDee Lamb gets another concussion, I mean, you be throwing the Turpin every down. You got Jake Ferguson. He's pretty damn good. You got Javonte Williams in the backfield. He's pretty damn good. O-line's pretty good. I mean, if I were the Cowboys, I would probably, but knowing Jerry Jones, he's going to wait until the very last second until he doesn't have to. Until he doesn't have to wait anymore. And then he'll sign him. So he's going to be just pondering all off season because their seasons, if they lose this game, they're pretty much out of the playoffs. Be pondering all off season like, well, George Pickens didn't really help us make a playoff run. So did we sign him? Dude, Jerry Jones is a weirdo, weird in the head. He's a good businessman. When it comes to players, bro, and you know what I'm saying, signing them, giving them the money they deserve, he's really weird about it. I think personally, you throw him a bag. you have to throw him a bag. I think you do. I think it helps them tremendously in the future. It helps Dak especially to keep him in some conversation for MVP and leading the league in yards. Is Rashid Shaheed the turning point of making the Seahawks contenders? I think so. A lot of people are talking about him. He's not only doing things for the offense, but he's making special teams insane. Insane. Look, a lot of people are talking about it. Not Super Bowl contenders, but he's making them a playoff contender. They could go into the playoffs and look pretty damn good. If Rashid Shaheed can turn it up more on offense, and Sam Darnold can actually find him. You got Barner, you got Shaheed, you got JSN. You got a third wide receiver as well. That's pretty damn good. Very underrated. I forget his name, but he's pretty damn good. You got some guys. You see, it's all about execution. But Seahawks contenders, they're already contenders. I don't think she pushes them to a Super Bowl contender, but yeah, I don't know. I would think. I think Shaheed's pretty good. I think he could, especially in the playoffs. A lot of players that are just random like to have really good games in the playoffs. Shaheed could be one of those guys. I could see it. Another question: how much money would you put on that Freddie Peralta? Isn't a Brewer? Look, the Brewers, they don't have the money as we all know. They don't have. Yeah, Torrey Horton. Yes, Torrey Horton. He's the third. He's pretty damn good. Freddie, I think he wants to stay. But can the Brewers make it happen is the problem. Because I don't know how much money the Brewers have. I don't think they have the best cap space at the moment. Let me see. Brewers cap space for the off season. They okay, wait, maybe they do. They have a payroll around 108 to 110 million for 2026, giving them some flexibility after settling buyouts. Yeah, we got Reese Hoskins and Brandon Woodruff. You got to manage some deals here, man. I think they have the money to do it. Does Peralta want to stay, though? That's my thing. I went to a lot of Brewers games this year, and it seemed like he was very into it. I think he was very much into Milwaukee because we were winning so much, obviously, and the fans are outstanding. The environment, the dome atmosphere, whether it is open or closed. I think he's very set on staying here, but money talks, bro. And we all know MLB got the money. So it's all about who can pay him. And the Brewers are going to have to light it up a little bit. They're going to have to try and keep him because you got Yelich and you got who else? Chourio. I think Chourio's got some. They already got big money deals already. You're gonna have to manage that outside of those big contracts because Yelich and Chourio are taking up most of that payroll. Give us your top 10 players under 25. Well, Wemby is obviously up there. Let me look up NBA players under 25 because some of these guys are older than they look. Would it be crazy to put Coop in that top 10? I think Coop's got to be in that top 10 somewhere right now. Like, if we're talking about, Hallie and stuff, I know Hallie's under 25. Jalen Duren's pretty damn good. He's pretty damn young. Okay, let's do this. I'll write it down. I'll put it down in my notes. We'll do it that way real quick. This is my last question, by the way. So 10. I'll put I think this is okay. I'll put Banchero there because he has not played that great recently. I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jalen. I know he's on your fantasy team, but I mean he's been injured. I think he's still very high class player. Banchero at 10, 9. I'll go J-Dub. J-Dub's he's under 25. I know that. J-Dub's down. He's there somewhere. You got to put Chet. As much as I don't want to put him, you got to put him because he's pretty damn good. I think we can all agree Wemby's one. Who else is Ant's under 25, but he's gonna be like top 5. Who's 7? I'll put Duren at 7. I think Duren's having a spectacular year. Duren's under 25. Who else is under 25? I'll put Coop at 6 only because he's having do I put Khan? Oh, that's tough. Listen, because these guys are playing some. Oh, Giddy. Mobley's under 25. What the? Oh, Barnes. Damn, you guys are look. Thank you guys. Look, you guys are listening. Okay, I'm taking Duren off, putting Scotty. You know my love for Scotty. Giddy is okay. I'll move Giddy to 9 and move J-Dub to 6 because J-Dub can be a number 1. J-Dub is 6. Okay, we're getting on top 5. Yeah, I Cade's like 4. I think Cade's 4. Who's 5? Mobley? Is Mobley under 20? That's crazy. He does not look like it. No way. Mobley's not under 25. Hold on. Mobley age. I have to check this for myself. This is insane. He's 24. There's no way I'm the same age as Evan freaking Mobley. Doug, he was born June 18th. That's insane. Okay. Damn. Okay, I'm putting Mobley. He was second in, or he's a deep boy, not second. He's just, well, technically he was second because Wemby would have won it. 4, Cade. Damn, I want to put Khan somewhere, bro, because he's low-key torching. No, Franz is not top 10. Hold on. I'll put 10. I'll put Sengun. 9. Oh, should I put Giddy or should I put Jalen Johnson? Probably Jalen Johnson right now. Jalen Johnson at 9. I don't know, bro. Khan's pretty damn good. He's been torching. The past 3 games, he's averaged 30 points. Amon's not having a good year. No, actually, yes, he is. He's not having the craziest year. Okay, he's pretty productive though. He's not having as good as years these guys are. I think you got to put Chet and J-Dub on there because they're champions and they're huge parts of winning the championship last year. You have to put them somewhere on there. Mobley's obviously 5 because he's a deep boy. Cade, 3, Ant. Maybe Ant's 2. Mobley's class of 20. Wow, you just blew my mind. That's insane ball knowledge. That just blew my mind. I'm not gonna lie. That's probably the best news I've heard all year. He's the same age as us. That's unreal, bro. Khan's got to be somewhere. He's not top 5, but like, I don't know if he's better than these guys. Damn. So okay. Would it be bad if I took? Damn, I can't take Sengun out. Damn. The only person I can take out is Scotty. Can I put? I love Scotty. I don't know if I could put Cooper over Scotty. I think yeah. Yeah, I can't put Coop over Sengun or Duren, but he's up there. He's getting there. He's like 12, maybe 11. Wemby's 1. All right, just get that out of the way. We already know that. Who's 2? I guess Ant. Ant's definitely 2 because he's made it farther than Cade has in the playoffs. So Ant's 2, Cade's 3. Who's 4? I got Mobley at 5. My 4 is vacant at the moment. Sengun is 10. So here's what I got so far. Sengun 10. Jalen Johnson at 9 because he's having a crazy year. Chet at 8. Scotty at 7. J-Dub at 6. Mobley at 5. Who's 4? My top 3 are Cade, Ant, and Wemby. 3, 2, 1 in that order. 4. Should I move Mobley to 4. Should I just move everyone up one spot and then have that 10 spot for somebody? Maybe I could put Flag there. Because I think Scotty's better than Chet. I already got J-Dub. J-Dub's at 6. I feel like I have to have Scotty in there. I don't think Franz is top 10. I don't know. Oh, maybe I can put Banchero there. I can put Paolo there. I can put Paolo there. Here, okay, wait. We'll do that. Mobley. J-Dub. Scotty. Chet. Jalen Johnson. Sengun. Banchero. Swap Jalen Johnson and Scotty. It's a close one. I'll be honest, it's a close one. The only reason I say it's a close one is Scotty's like that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But he does get outplayed sometimes by Brandon Ingram. So no, I wouldn't put Flag higher than 7 or 8. I want to put him at 10 because I think he's playing way better than Paolo right now. JJ and Scott, I don't know if I can do that. I think Chet stays where he is. I think Chet's. Yeah, wait. Actually, it might make sense. Hold on. Scotty and then JJ. Okay. So my final list. Number 10, Cooper Flag. You can swap out Cooper Flag and Conkanipple. I think that's fair. I think Banchero's there as well, but I don't think he's having the greatest years. I think him and Franz are having. Franz is hurt right now, but so is Banchero. They're never healthy together. Sengun's 9, Scotty at 8, or you could flip flop those too because Sengun. Actually, I'm doing it. Sengun. So Scotty's moved down a little bit, but he's still top 10 because he's defensive menace. Start over. Number 10, Cooper Flag. Number 9, Scotty Barnes. Alperen Sengun is number 8. Number 7 is Chet. What is Chet? Is he Canadian or something? No, he's American. Chet Holmgren. What is it? What even is that name? Jalen Johnson. Shout out him. You know, my cousin. Shout out Johnson. J-Dub at 5. You could have put him higher if you wanted to, like 4. I don't think he's better than the other guys I'm about to name. Mobley, Depoy. Cade is outstanding. Better than Jalen Green. Anthony Edwards and Wemby. Now, if we're going off of just what has been done in this league, Ant would probably be 1. Well, actually, no, fuck that. J-Dub would be 1 because he won the league. But, you know, as the leading force, Ant would technically be 1 because Wemby has won absolutely nothing. He couldn't even win an NBA Cup. So you could put Ant at 1 there if you wanted to, but it would. Wemby's still like that. So I personally probably would put Ant 1, but I think as a collective group, it's fair to put Wemby 1 because he has the highest potential out of anybody on that list. But again, real quick. Flag Scotty Sengun, Flag 10, Scotty 9, Sengun 8, 7 Chet, 6 Jalen Johnson, 5 J-Dub, 4 Mobley, 3 Cade, 2 Ant, 1 Wemby. Last one, real quick. Hot take to say Cade gonna take Ant's number 2. Yes, that's an extremely hot take because I don't think Cade Cunningham's making the conference finals. To be honest with you, I don't. I think he'll make playoffs. Obviously, I don't think they're making conference finals because with the likely chance of you having to play the Cavs or the Knicks, you'll be lucky if you don't have to play one of those. But with the chances of that happening, and you know the Cavs and the Knicks come into town and just wipe you to the floor, I don't think they're making the conference finals. Ants made the conference finals. Only people on this list outside of JJ and Chet or J-Dub and Chet to make the conference finals is Anthony Edwards. So, I mean, lot of things can change. We can do this. We can do this every week if you guys want to keep up with the power rankings on top 25 or under 25 lists, or we can just make a regular list. I'll think about it in the future. But yeah, I mean, that's my final thoughts here. Since we're getting to this, I'm going over a little bit. The Bucks suck. I think Doc Rivers is a cancer. I like Doc as a man. I think he's a great guy. Very nice guy. But I don't know, man. We can't do anything about it. It sucks. I wish we could, but if we fire him, we have 3 coaches on payroll, including Damian Lillard as well. Not worth it. Sucks, but it is what it is. And Giannis has been having fun with the trade talks. It's really weird week so far with the Giannis talks. They're ramping back up a little bit. Teams just trying to go for Giannis now, saying, "Oh, we're gonna go all in," and no, you're not. Just certain teams, just I don't know. The Knicks have said nothing. That's what scares me the most because that is the one team that he could probably go to. But who are they going to trade is the big question. Cat and Mikal Bridges, please, or Tyler Kolek. Shout out! Hey, he had a good game last night. Really good game last night. Watched that game. That was pretty good. Jalen Brunson game winner last night. Brandon Miller caught a body last night. LaMelo Ball had a really good game last night. Con Kanipo had a really good game last night. Who else had a really good game? I think Cade had a really good game last night. Look, Devin Booker had a pretty good game last night. A lot of good guys last night, man. Wemby had a good game against Washington last night. NBA is kicking back into gear after this weak-ass NBA Cup schedule for fantasy. So that is, that's all I got for you guys this week. Appreciate you guys for joining in on me. I know it's just me today, but sometimes it is what it is. We keep grinding, and we'll be at the top eventually. I appreciate you guys for watching and participate in the comment section. I love that shit. But yeah, I'll see you guys on Tuesday hopefully, and we'll have a big crew, and we'll talk a little bit about football hopefully. I'll see you.